Hello, everybody. Welcome to the trip. I am Gary, and this is Spencer.
Hey.
How you doing, Spencer?
Well, I was just reading an article about a guy that got killed by an MRI machine.
An
He got sucked into it.
MRI machine
Yeah, he got sucked into it.
sucked into it.
He had a metal chain on, and it was a.
Oh, yeah, that.
But then the article says weightlifter killed after being pulled into MRI machine. It's like, so what does the weightlifter have to do with it? Anyway, carry on. Sorry, it's just shocking.
Okay.
Shouldn't
you be checking on who's coming next to Arsenal?
Well, I was headed that way, but this, they always try to get your attention.
This was a little bit more important. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
man.
how are we doing?
Doing good. Good. Yeah, and I was a busy day at work. I worked and pretty much until I had a few more. I guess I had a couple of ticks before this show started. So yeah. So I got myself busy, and then I'll be kind of busy tomorrow, but no show tomorrow, so that's good. All right, so here we are. Oof. Did we talk on Saturday? I think we did, right?
No, I wasn't around.
Oh, that's right. You couldn't make it. All right. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure I don't feel like I'm rehashing anything. But preseason has started officially, and Arsenal is not in the country. Essentially, UK. They are on the other side of the world, Singapore, and but they're missing some pieces. I think some important pieces. To make this season a success. But before we get into that, let's say hi to a couple people. We've got Anders Kjellstrand. I believe that's how you say your name, if I got it correctly. Over the weekend, we were pronouncing, I guess I would say names from that area of the country. And Anders, the KJ is actually sounds like a SH. Kjellstrand is I believe how you say that. So welcome to the show, Anders. And also we've got BX from the Boogie Down is here. Welcome to the show. This is greetings, everyone. Welcome. All right, so we'll get into that. All right, so Arsenal have taken off. They left with a lot of academy players, which I don't know if that means we're prepping for what we did last season when you looked at the bench and you went, well, there's academy players there who I have no clue who they are. Now, at least if you watch any of the preseason games, you probably might see some of those same players.
Yeah.
The only one that really, at this point, the only one that we're really interested in seeing how he does is Max Dowman. But the others won't get a chance. I thought Nichols was a player that we might see a little bit more of. But otherwise, I think the other players are all new or just they're not ready yet. That's fine. But they get to go on a trip, which, also on the trip, I believe is Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira. Yeah, so there's a lot of players on there that we don't expect to be getting a shirt when it comes to the season. But the biggest omission is still the primary objective for this window, a striker. And if you read the reports, you don't know why he's not here. Spencer, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I had a thought this afternoon while working out when I saw Editike had signed for Liverpool. I was like, I'd imagine Sporting is going to want to reevaluate their price tag. Because I would imagine Gyökeres is better than Editike.
I don't think they can do that now.
Think it's too late at this point?
Yeah, I think at some point it gets to where you're just working out. Like, they're not changing numbers now. That's already been sorted.
It's the actual
the structure and any minor things on the add-ons, which I kind of find ridiculous that Arsenal would have said we want to spend this much on a player, and our payment structure is this, as opposed to it sounds like Arsenal just said, we're okay, the number's great, but now we want to pay it like this, and then Sporting's like, whoa, wait a second, you never told us this. So depending on what you're listening to, it's a bit about the structure of the payments, and it's a bit about we just want an extra 10 mil with barely anything, just an add-on. Not even nothing about the add-on says it's not going to happen. I mean, did you see what they were supposedly asking for?
I did not, not off the top of my head, but I was going to say, like, I do wonder also if it's already really done, but kind of like the center back that we got from Valencia, like they've already done the interview, but they've never announced it. Are they like holding on? But again, like it doesn't make sense to not bring him on the actual tour itself, right?
Yeah, no, I mean Mascara was a medical, and that's why he didn't make it.
Yeah.
And supposedly either today or tomorrow he should be on his way to Singapore. So
Well,
I think if they were both that close, then they would both be traveling pretty soon. If not,
well, the reason I haven't really looked at it even further, Gary, is because I don't know what to believe on any reporting I hear.
Yeah.
That's my issue with most.
The
of
one
this,
thing that I'll say that I believe in is that it's going to happen,
yes,
and the numbers are all set. So it's just the finer details as to how the payments will be made. And my understanding is also Sporting does this, which it gives everybody, whichever side you're on, the necessary background to how this thing should play out. In one breath, they want Arsenal to be strong and say no. And in the other hand, they believe Sporting does this when they sell players. So it's like, which one do you want? And then they want the deal to be done. So the only way the deal can be done is if Arsenal says, yeah, we'll just take whatever you want, Sporting, even if we feel it's against basically the way we do our business.
So my thoughts also, when I was thinking about this, is like I think the structure of the payments also impacts what other business they can do too, without having to move somebody.
Yeah.
Just because of the amortization of money, right?
And people, and you know this, right? And you probably believe this as well. Well, then why is Madueke such an important deal to be done before your most important deal? Your most important deal since you've been here is to have a striker.
Mm-hmm.
You had one in Aubameyang, it didn't work out. So your next important, once he left, the next important deal was you need a striker.
Right.
We haven't done that for about 3-4 years. So if for me, if your most important acquisition is a striker, you get the striker, and then everything else is like a byproduct. Like we don't need to have Madueke there. We can just have Saka and Nweri play on the wings if we really needed to. Right? That's that's a worst case scenario. But I just let me decide. Director John's in the house. Welcome to the show. He said he's calling us handsome bastards. I don't know if that's all right, cool. He wants a lapdog, not a dog with attitude when it comes to a striker. And you know what? I think that would be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That would be wrong. That's like asking, our center backs to play like a lapdog, and I don't believe that's what they do. I believe our center backs do not play as lapdogs. When Haaland is complaining about getting ran over by one of our center backs, I don't think that's a lapdog.
I think his meaning is that he doesn't want anybody with personality, which I don't know where that comes with Gyökeres, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, he can further elaborate what he said. I don't want to assume what it means, but I have an idea. But again, like getting the deal done, like when you're going to get the deal done, like the Kappa one, like that made sense to get that one over with early. I just figured it'd have been done by now. I'm still not freak out mode. I'll tell you, freak out mode for me is if Man United game pops around and he's not on the bench or even starting. Either or, it doesn't matter.
Well, no, he needs to start. Like,
well, no. Like if he's not here, at that point, then I'm mad.
No, but he needs to start. So like they both the only way he's starting is if he's here.
Well, I mean, obviously, but my point is like if he's not even on the 25-man roster, come the first game of the season, like we have problems.
Yeah,
if we've waited this long.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything he could come with 1 day to go in the season with the season start. I don't think there's anything he can't do that would benefit us to say no, you can't play.
If he's fully
healthy, he's playing.
But my whole argument is if he's not here, like then we have like that's the problem. Like if we're still dealing with like the structure of the payments 15 days from now, then you're not getting anybody else this window.
Yeah, and I don't believe that will happen. Like I said, the deal is done. Whether he makes it on this tour is probably, I mean, it's probably not. It's probably at this point is not necessary. Right? There's supposedly people at London Colony who will work out with him and get him prepared for when they return and then they play a couple of games then.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to be on the tour to like really mesh. Madueke, yes. Zubimendi, yes.
Madueke can't because he needed a break.
But like what I'm saying, like that's the people that would need.
Oh, they need. Well, they definitely would need it, but he's not getting it. But yeah, they would need it. But as far as I'm concerned, he has to be our backup. So we'll see if that people think he's our left wing, which I'm like, well, maybe that's why they wanted to pay for him so much.
In rotation, sure. If you're talking about Martinelli and him, yeah. I think that absolutely would be what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But then what's the rumor flying around that Nweri is now going to be the backup to Odegaard? I think I read somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to move him centrally, which is what he should have been like last season. You know.
So what does that leave you? So Madueke is the backup for each side.
Well, no, you still have Trossard and you still have Martinelli until they're gone.
Right.
One of them will be as a backup.
Well, it's the same thing with Vieira. Like we all know Vieira is probably going to get shopped out or at least loaned out.
But he's not a backup. Like
right.
Even if he stayed. Right.
Is there a world where he stays?
I think that would be really bad for Arsenal. Like that'd be that he'll get the same treatment as as Sterling, right? Why would you do that?
I mean, if you had to use him, I'd much rather use him than get rid of him for nothing. I'm just wondering if there's going to be something that we see for that. Yeah. I mean, Zinchenko, you can mark him. He's probably more than likely gone. Yeah. Sambi's probably gone, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like if you're thinking about if money gets tight and you don't want to have to sell a major asset to go get another asset. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not ideal. It's obviously not the goal. It's not what you want to do, but you might have to find.
Vieira's got 2 years on his contract, so.
Well, you'd have to move him if you can get a good enough offer.
So this is.
But again, if you paid 30 something for him or 40, whatever it was at the time, if you get 20 out the door, I think that's still a good deal.
No, I think at this point, yes.
With 2-year team control, maybe you can go to.
The problem is, I don't think people want to pay that, and that's the problem. Like somehow Arsenal's discounting their players, and it's still not discounted enough.
Well, everybody wants things for free, right? I mean, if you think about it, like you're gonna buy stuff, the cheapest you can buy it and sell things at the highest you can. Like, I mean, some of these clubs are buying clubs, some of these clubs are selling clubs. We're a buying club. It's kind of the nature of the beast. I think this goes to the stadium expansion, right? Like the more butts we can put on the seats, the more money we can make, the more people buy stuff at the team shop, right? Like it's all about making more revenue. I mean, you got Real Madrid, which makes like $1 billion. I think we did the numbers earlier this year. Like Arsenal want to get higher in that revenue game, shall we say? Sorry, Holly just sent a funny text, but I don't know about the Vieira thing. Like I said, I only bring it up because it's a what if, and like because I'm thinking about if this window doesn't end with like an Eze, which I'm wondering if it's ever going to end with it at this point. I feel
Eze's like my understanding is that also is looking good in the sense that it's just a matter of making having the outgoing player, which I think is a player that they want. So it's just going to be two ships passing in the night kind of thing, and that's how that's going to play out. I got somebody in the back, but I just want to say, read a comment, and then we'll bring in the man in the back. Eucharist has a fighting mentality and an ego. He knows he's good at what he does. For me, that's what I see from my center backs as well.
But again, like an ego. Is this
But they are confident in what they're doing.
Right, but are they team players? You have to be a team player. Like we can't have like.
Yeah. But you're saying that's like saying Gyökeres is not a team player. I believe he is a team player. He just happened to be one of the best players on the team he was on.
I think again, this comes down to the mentality is that people in this fan base believe that Arteta can't handle personalities.
Yeah, but they have personalities. People don't see it as that. We've got joining the show right now, Tony. He's a little late. But I gave him the link yesterday, and I think he gave me the thumbs up. So
I also sent a message to the group saying that I'd be tight on time today. So.
Well, you know what? I didn't get that message.
It's there.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't read your message. Just to say that.
Uh-oh. He's gonna make an assumption.
You know what? I saw your picture, and I assumed the picture had a lot to do with the message, but it had nothing to do with the message. So there you go. So that's why. Yeah. So you confused me. All right. You did give me the heads up. Dexter is back for those who like that kind of stuff. He can't handle big names because big names are divas. I don't think Gyökeres is a diva.
Name a diva on Liverpool right now.
Yeah.
Name a diva on City. I can't name any.
Yeah, Grealish might be the biggest diva, and he's like probably their worst player in the sense of what he's done for them, and he's not as influential anymore for them. So yeah, you said. I mean, and I don't think those type of players exist as much because
Salah's not a diva.
Yeah.
There's no way.
These are not dealers. These are just really good players.
These dudes are such team players. No, I'm sorry, BX. I can't let
you said they're divas. You know what a diva is? Vinny. That's what a diva is. A diva is Mbappe, right? Yes. That's what a diva is. That's why he looks so. Yeah.
A young Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we're fighting with BX today. But
no, we're not fighting. We're just disagreeing. No.
No, I don't think that Salah is definitely not a diva. What has Salah done that says he has? What is it? Is it a strong mentality? Is that what the comment was? A fighting mentality. Salah does not have a fighting mentality. Haaland maybe has a fighting mentality, but he's really good. So I mean, we want Gyökeres to be the same way. These players are on ridiculous salaries. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the mentality.
Yeah.
Like Messi was on ridiculous wages. Was he considered a player that you would say has a fighting mentality? Because no, right? I don't think so.
We're not fighting with BX. We're just disagreeing.
Yeah, the upper echelon of players have egos and are divas because they know their quality.
That's
an insecurity trait, though.
Can we ask Gabriel for a loan for $2.5 million so we can get this shit done with the rest?
Why Gabriel?
Because he donated $10 million for housing to people.
Yeah, but which means he doesn't have it anymore, right? He doesn't have it anymore. It's too late.
That was as a bonus.
Yeah, he's a good person. But I believe he's got a strong mentality on the pitch, a fighting one. So Messi is a diva. I don't know what. You know what? Maybe we don't know what a diva is.
Maybe we don't,
because that would you might as well just say Michael Jordan's a diva, but then people will say no. Dennis Rodman is a diva. Yes. That's what a diva looks like.
But not every manager in the world is going to want that personality on their team, and a lot of world-class managers or top-level managers aren't going to deal with that.
Yeah, there's diva. I think the way I'm looking at it anyways is diva is like in a negative connotation. All right.
Yeah.
It's somebody that somebody comes with a lot of baggage, right? Comes with a lot of baggage, right? And we don't really. Nobody essentially wants that unless they're like the best in the world. And even then they might go, this is silly, right? Like PSG had Mbappe there and it didn't work out for many reasons. right?
Like
They let him go and see what they did.
Paul Pogba was a diva.
Some people would say no. I know a lot of Manchester United fans would say he wasn't a diva. Just people perceived him as one.
Well, like let's take the Aubameyang situation where he laughed at Arteta's light bulbs story. Remember, people like Salah, people like Holland. They may find that weird. But
I think Haaland might laugh at it, but I think Salah would be more professional.
Yes,
probably wouldn't.
Salah would be more professional. Messi would be more professional. And they might actually help guide that message to the younger players.
True. Got Stefan in the house. He says Salah is definitely not a diva. A diva is someone who thinks they are a goddess, primarily used in a female context. Yeah. But
I could see Holland laughing, but he would have done it out in front of everybody.
Yeah. Got Rosie in the house. Welcome to the show. She says, "Hope you're well, gents."
We're doing excellent.
Jordan is a diva. Kobe and Rodman. You put those three players on there, one stands out, and it ain't Jordan or Kobe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think when I say divas usually are a lot of maintenance, and guess what? Jordan and Kobe aren't. They're not maintenance. You're not asking them to come early to practice and stay late, right? Rodman, you're wondering if he's going to make it to the bus. Right? Oh, no. We got to stop over in Vegas. Is he actually going to get back on this bus?
And now, if you look at the NBA, all these guys wear these special suits or wardrobe accessories, whatnot, during pretty much every regular season game, and they usually give away the outfit, never wear it again. I think it's hard to determine divas today.
Yeah.
We had two, Ozil and Sanchez, those super divas. Or you can use a word that starts with a C.
So what did Sanchez do? Because I understand maybe the Ozil, but what did Sanchez do that you would go diva?
Gets taken off about 15 minutes left. Drives off. Doesn't go to the showers. Doesn't wait for his teammates to get done with the game. And there are lots of him being.
He did a lot of those. He did that a lot, or just the one time?
He was late and missed a lot of team meetings.
Maintenance. Ronaldo is a diva. Messi certainly is not. Yeah,
Ronaldo. I would classify Ronaldo as a diva. I wouldn't.
Would you now though? I think he's kind of chilled out. That's why I said young Chris.
I don't think he can be as much a diva where he is now, though. If he was earning that same money in Spain, right? Maybe. One night I went on Lionel's site and he was happily chatting away to fans. Respect to Lionel. He seems a cool guy. Yeah. The top players don't operate by the same rules as everyone else.
Well, they do at the big clubs, or they don't stay.
That is true to some degree, all right? Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Mbappe, do you think Real Madrid, if he started acting up, would just tolerate that?
Yeah, and that's where you go, but is Salah better than Mbappe? In club football, he is.
Yes.
In world football, some people might say, Mbappe beats him, but then club football, I think you got, I think Salah has shown that he's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah, Tony Turner is definitely a diva of YouTube. There you go. See, high maintenance.
High maintenance.
You're a high maintenance man.
YouTube princess.
They're just people BX. The refs cave to Jordan. Jordan doesn't acknowledge someone if they're wearing a brand other than his. That's just him being like, I don't know, that's a diva.
I've heard he's just kind of an asshole nowadays. But again, like two different things. I need you when you're playing for me. I don't care what you do when you're 60 and retired. Don't care.
Yeah, those same refs are the same refs that didn't call any fouls on Detroit. in the play and when that playoff series. So for me, I'm like, you know what? He might have something against them. If you remember that series, the man that was like Maradona, like in terms of like the fouls that either weren't being called or were whatever. So so that it might have a little bit to do with that as well. It might just be that, as you say, he's a donkey. Mbappe's a super diva. Oh, there's levels to this thing. So Messi's a regular diva, and Mbappe's a super diva. We don't want that at our club, right? We don't want that at our club. And how many teams in the Premier League have these super divas?
Not many.
No, but how many have one outside of Grealish? I mean, he's not really.
Grealish is frozen out at this point, right?
Yeah, and that's because of his play, not because of his actions, right?
Well, that's the thing about a diva. Once the talent lacks a little, people will dip on you real quick. Yeah. Whereas if you're really talented, people will ride you through your lows. But if you're a diva and your talent drops, they'll ship you off the first second they can get.
Yeah. Stefan says, I don't like this diva nonsense. I've heard stories of certain pop stars. If I met them and they behaved like that, I'd probably take the proverbial to the face. I hear that. Big ego players win the big trophies. Not all of them. Some of them just disappear. So Neymar, perfect example of a diva, huh? Yeah.
It's called team sports for a reason.
Yeah.
You can't make it all about you.
Yeah. I mean, you got Neymar and Aubameyang in terms of like making it. Some people will say about making it about themselves, right? You can't be late. You can't be late to a North London derby. I'm sorry. If you're the captain,
there's a little bit of difference between being cocky and being arrogant. And arrogant, I think, goes into that diva.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we went off a little bit on a tangent there into the diva.
Thank you, Beard.
Yeah, but so we went there. We are for the people. Yeah. It's when they refuse to give an autograph to kids that are like that. Yeah, that's when they realize. You know what? That right there is when they realize they're bigger than the sport, and that's a little too late. Yeah. So,
because there's so many of them now, they'll go to other sports that it's like.
But you don't have to, and you don't have to autograph everybody, but you can't be a donkey for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
there's ways to handle that kind of stuff because we see it all the time. You see like a Declan Rice give an autograph. We've seen players on different teams give their shirts to certain fans that are out there, right? So
I don't know if either of you paid attention to Fanatics lately, but they have Fanatics Fest. People from multiple sports there, and you have to pay to get in there, and then pay for certain signatures.
Yeah. Well, that that creates a diva, I guess, when you're doing that. Only you only get an autograph if you pay for it. That's Neymar just made himself look like a fool. That's what Stefan says.
Forget my new nickname, Gary.
What is your new nickname?
Ask Stefan. He said that earlier.
Who?
The diva of.
The diva of YouTube. Okay. Yeah. You're high maintenance, man. High maintenance. Lots of work to get you here on time, just to get you to answer questions. Stay on task, all that stuff. Yeah. Well, we were talking about who made the play and who didn't, and that's kind of how we ended up into the divas thing because I don't think Gyökeres is a diva. I believe him to be a team player.
All the stuff to him is to do with sporting. They're the ones holding up all that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like the idea that he was gonna kind of battle sporting and not show up for work and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people say, yeah, players should do that more. And it's like, but then when it happens to your team, then you're going to be screaming at that player for for not doing what they're supposed to do because they got paid for it. So I think it's a double-edged.
Gary, you know this very well because you decided your team, the wide receiver crew, 5 of them, decided not to play Oklahoma. You got your
Where did they go?
here.
What were they doing? This is high college, right? They were going to the draft. Is that what you're talking about? That whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, so these weren't like the semi-professionals as they are today. And players skipping bowl games for the draft that's not the first time that's happened. And it won't be the last time it happens. Especially when the threat of getting hurt and missing out getting drafted is the ultimate interview process that you want to pass.
Take away pay.
Well, then they shouldn't let coaches leave at the end of the mid-season and all that kind of stuff. We've seen all this crazy. The coaches could do all this stuff. Players can't. What's up with that? Yeah.
You see players that took separate teams and
You've seen coaches. Right? So coaches will recruit players and then leave right after that, right after the window. Yeah, I think no, it don't matter. If what's good for one is good for the other.
But worst offender I can think of is Nick Saban because when he got fired or when he quit Atlanta, left them all at the airport, didn't tell them anything. He didn't tell Tallahassee.
Yeah. Tony's new nickname, El Diva. There you go. Yeah. Skinner says, I'll take a player with some backbone at Arsenal, a player that will accept the manager playing them out of position all the time. I wish Zinchenko demanded to play in midfield. Well, you're not going to have too many players on your team if that happens. You're not going to have a manager at your team either.
I don't think Arne Slot would allow that. I don't think Pep would allow that.
I don't think any player that does this is going to be playing and winning trophies.
No.
Consistently. They might win at one time, but after that, I think they will lose their meal ticket. I think so. I don't think anybody goes to Real Madrid and goes, I want to play this position.
Yeah.
Not with Ancelotti there. Maybe with Xavi. We'll see. I don't think anybody goes to City. I don't think anybody goes to many teams and says, this is where I'm playing. I don't think any player does that.
Definitely not at Arsenal.
I mean, I'm just thinking in the Premier League, what player goes to any team and says, I'm playing, I want to play there. That's what I want. I don't accept that. Nah, that doesn't happen. You're playing with somebody's money. They're going to play what the coach says they should play. You're right.
Even if the coach is wrong.
Even if the coach is wrong. My thing with all of this has always been do your hardest, and then maybe when you get in those positions where you can show your worth, then you do it, right? Because basically, Zinchenko plays as a fullback, but he does move into the midfield. So when he plays in the midfield, he needs to look really good there if that's where he wants to be, right? And I don't think we saw enough of him doing that for me to say, yep, you know what, you should be in the midfield. So I think it's up to the player.
He was really good on the ball, but very poor in defense.
Yeah.
And you have to do both.
Yeah. For Arsenal, you have to be both. He was never going to be he wasn't that good at midfield to say you just play midfield. At least from the way I saw it, or at least the way Arteta used him. Yeah. Yeah. Whole plane and not one striker. You're correct about that. Not one striker. Yeah. Yeah. Check it in.
I think that with Zinchenko, a lot of it's what he was asked to do because he's asked to overload that side. So your defense, you just have Gabriel back there. Nobody else is striking back on the left. And that's why
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was so bad after Zaka left.
True. Yeah. No, he's a good midfielder for Ukraine. Yeah. Arteta didn't see it that way. And who's he going to bench? Who's he going to bench?
Nobody.
I mean, as much as poor as Erdogan was, he wasn't going to bench him, and because he believed he was going to turn it around, he never did. And that is probably on Arteta. Unfortunately, there are some players who believe themselves to be bigger than the club they represent. In reality, very few are. Yeah. That is true. BX says the manager should also know who he's buying beforehand. How many players has this manager brought in and only to play them out of position? Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I think Kai Havertz is playing as a striker is because he didn't work out as an 8, as a midfielder.
And supposedly he wanted to use him back in midfield this season, which would be a mistake.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what you do with Mourinho. It's like, do they become your second and third strikers?
Well, hopefully we have somebody better at second striker. I don't know what Moreno's position should be. Right?
He definitely has a position ability.
Yeah, but where he's at? What number 2 position is he in Arsenal? Legit number 2, like he's behind somebody. But what is that?
And probably be closer
Good
to
question.
striker than midfield.
Yeah, and I don't want him to be my number 2 striker. I'd rather have Martinelli be my number 2 striker than Moreno. Yeah. Stefan asked the question: is this Arteta's final season at Arsenal, Tony?
Time will tell. If you
That's not the question. Somebody asked you a yes/no question. You don't start with, okay, so is Arteta's last? Thank you. And now you can go into your analysis as to why.
I can do it in reverse. I can like to do it.
No, don't do it in reverse, because then I don't know if you're ever going to get to the answer.
But I just, you look at the starting 6-7 weeks. I think by October break, we might be in deep trouble because we might be 15th, somewhere around there.
You think we'll be 15th?
It would
with the team that we have now, you think we'll be 15th? For what reason? Why would we be 15th?
Happening.
Do you know what 15th looks like, Tony, nowadays in the Premier League?
Yep.
It doesn't look like an Arsenal team that we have right now. The Arsenal team we have right now does not look like a 15th place team in the Premier League. This same team, right? And the fact that you got Zubimendi means that it's not anything to do with our number 6, right? It's still a top 4 team. Worst case, all right? Worst case. So 15th, I think, is people just dreaming of a reason for that. There's no way we're going to be 15th unless everybody tore their hamstring in the early part of the season. Spencer, is Arteta on his way out?
No, I don't think so. We're not going to be 15th after 7 games either. So.
No, I don't think Arteta's going to go. I do think they will have a serious talk about it and think about it. Berta hopefully will, and but I think there was always context to these things. But I don't see why he does not come out of this season with a trophy. People say it's got to be the right trophy, but I think a trophy is a start.
Yeah, I agree with that. The trophy's the minimum.
Yeah.
But again, I think there's a world where he doesn't win a trophy and he comes back again.
Yeah, and that's where I go. Now, serious talks have to be had.
Yeah.
I've heard bits above that may suggest so. You know what? If Berter bringing in Eucharez is against Arteta's wishes because Birch is like, if I get you the best striker available to win now and you can't do it, then, why would I give you somebody that's going to take 2 to 3 years to get there? You know what I mean? At some point, the call needs to be made. You need to win now. We've done enough of this waiting for 2 years for a player to develop. And guess what? Most of our players don't have to develop that we've brought in. None of the players that we brought in of late have to develop, except for our academy kids. And guess what? They're ready to go already. Right? Yeah. Ha ha ha. Gary in there right away. Yeah. I had to stop that one.
You're struggling for goals. Then you have a player that's scoring 0.96 goals per 90 minutes. So basically, a goal every game. And
yeah, who's and where are you going to push to the bench? Legitimately, who's he going to push to the bench? If everybody's healthy and everybody's playing at their level.
Take Saka off. Play 20,
you're going to take Saka off for Nweri if they're playing at their level.
You've seen this, Gary.
You're going to bench Saka, your best player, for Nweri, who's still figuring out football in the Premier League.
Bench,
that's what you. You're not taking Saka off for Nweri. You're subbing him on, yes, for Saka late in the game, but you're not going. You know what? I'm going to replace Saka with Nweri, and that's what I'm talking about. Nweri's not taking anybody off the starting line out of the starting lineup right now. And he doesn't have to. I don't expect him to have to do that right now.
No, he's not taking anybody.
He goes where does he doesn't go to any top 6 team, and he doesn't go to Chelsea and take anybody off the starting lineup right now. That's where he's supposedly going to go, right? That wasn't going to happen. They're just going to take him and resell him anyways. I bet you that's what they would have done. No way they would have said, oh, you know what? They would have said, we'll take him for whatever Arsenal wants to offer and we'll sell him for more. Wanting rid of Arteta is crazy to me. He has turned Arsenal around. Yeah. I mean, I say there's levels to this because the same reason why I was okay with Wenger leaving is why, I would be okay with Arteta leaving. The problem has always been you need to go get somebody better. We actually went and got somebody worse, right? Like Emery wasn't a better manager for the time. We needed to go get somebody who was better for the time, at least in my eyes.
But if Arsenal are spending like they have been the last 4 seasons, then Emery would have been great. He never got a chance.
All right.
Arsenal.
Did you see how Villa did when they did all this? They brought in all these players. Did you see what they did?
You know that dirty money there.
Did you see what they did when they brought in all the players? It looked like a really good January window for them, right? They brought in about 3 or 4 players. And what did they do? They collapsed, my man. They got out of the top 4.
They still have a very good champion.
Yeah, but are you talking about an established manager who's more experienced than Arteta? And he gets all the players, a lot of players in that January window, and they got worse. He's supposed to be able to handle that situation, I believe. He wasn't able to. So, there we go. Wait, this is the question. Ha 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 ha. Prepare for more pain and disappointment from this manager. He will manage to sabotage this season yet again. Let's see if he's learned anything about substitutes and tactics. Yeah, we will see that for sure. We will see if he's done it. We shall see. We shall see. Eucharist is the final part, but if Arsenal procrastinate, Manchester United would swoop in. I don't see that happening. So, as I said, it's done. It's just the add-on. So whatever little pieces. And now, if you're listening, and then you believe all the reports, Sporting isn't selling anyways until they get their striker in. right? I think they're talking to Valencia or somebody, trying to get a
Yeah,
striker from there, right? So
they
in one breath,
they
is
switched their target
in one breath is
because the other guy
Arsenal.
got tired of waiting.
Yeah, but in one breath you've got Arsenal who's supposedly delaying it because they won't sign. But in the other side, you've got Sporting who's hard to met, who's changing things up, but also doesn't want to let a player go until they have somebody coming in, which is what we've seen it all the time. So who do you want to believe? Can't take one reporter's word for it and say, "Well, that's a false report." No, they come together, right? Like Arsenal may not. If Arsenal knew they were going to get their player, they probably would just negotiate. But I have no doubt, and it seems like it, that Sporting's not ready to part yet because they don't have their striker in. Supposedly, that has to do with the way that they've been built, right, as a public trading company. Like if somebody said one of your CEO is going to be leaving, the stock drops. But if somebody says, "Guess what? We're going to get the best CEO out there," the stock doesn't drop as much. Right, so that's kind of that's the thinking behind that. Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately for them, they've been dicking around so long that the striker they wanted doesn't want to come down anymore.
Because that's on them. That's why they've got problems. And Wary would start just like MLS under a different manager. He's just as hungry and talented, in my opinion. Some people will tell you that's not true.
Can we just divide it in half and have it 1.25 million difference?
Negotiation, right? That's negotiation.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know if Nweri is at MLS level just yet.
No,
not from what I saw. Nweri definitely is the better. He definitely has the attacking down, no problem. But that's not how it works at Arsenal. You got to have the other side as well. Got to be able to defend and do all that stuff as well. Got to be able to play for 60 to 90 minutes.
But do you really have to be able to do that?
You have to be able to. You have to be able to handle both roles. Yeah. Everybody, look at who doesn't, right? Who doesn't on this team?
With our defense, we really need everybody doing that.
I'm not telling you how it should be. I'm telling you how it works currently. You have to be able to provide support in defense, no matter where you are in the pitch. You also, it sounds like you also can, if you deem it necessary, also attack, because we've seen that as well. You need to be multifaceted.
But I still think Odegaard was handicapped this season.
Yeah.
Because they're back in the 4-3-3.
Yeah, but he defends, and then I think that's what Arteta looks
at.
Yeah, but you know what? That's like
that's why he did bad, though, Gary.
Yeah,
because he's not in his position where he was. He was as an attacking midfield. You're playing him. Don't you play everybody in their strongest position, Gary?
We've gone over this how many times? Yes. Does Arsenal do that? No.
Then they're like a big part of
like
it.
Miles Lewis-Skelly is the Miles Lewis-Skelly, and all these other players have shown that it doesn't matter where they play. They're good. That's the thing that we're all missing. All right. We all say you should play in a stronger position, but then Arteta will show you so many examples where I'm playing him out of position, but he's my best player in that position. Right? Miles Lewis-Skelly is a midfielder, playing as a left wing, best we got. Now everybody is okay with him playing left wing when that's not his preferred position. And who knows how good he could be if he plays in the midfield. Yeah. Yep. Let me go through this real quick here. You weren't going to get better than Wenger, in my opinion. It's just Arsenal ran out of time with some of the disrespect shown by certain Arsenal players. You're not going to get better than him, but he wasn't adhering to the way football was being played at the time he was there. So you needed somebody that would. I mean, I think if you had brought in, there was Klopp was available at that time. If we brought Klopp in, who knows what would have happened, right? So I think there were options out there. We just didn't take them. I think it would be a done deal, but I can see Sporting position 100%. I don't see Sporting's position 100%. I don't see it 100%. Arsenal has said we're going to take less money. Agent has said I'm going to take less money. Player has said I'm going to take less money. I have yet to see Sporting do anything to compromise the situation yet. So everything, that's why I don't think it's 100%. Sporting can do whatever they want, right? People try to make the deal good for themselves and the player who wants to go. Sporting would rather just make it an ugly situation. Arsenal
I mean,
yeah.
At worst, they're not going to get anybody to bid for it. Now, supposedly, Man United.
That's what Arsenal wanted, right? At some point, Arsenal didn't want anybody to fight. Like at some point, Worth was only wanted Liverpool, right? And that deal went right.
Yep.
That's what you want to do. You want to. Everybody says you want to get your players to want to play for you. And when they do, people get upset because the other team, the selling team, doesn't want to buy. Put their hands down. He needs a manager who trusts him. I think you can ask probably all the Arsenal players whether they think Arteta trusts them, and I think most of them probably will say, yeah.
I know personally I'm really pissed that Liverpool end up with.
You're debating what?
If Liverpool get Isaac to sign before we sign,
they're going to get Ekitike and Isak in the same window. You're going to spend over 200 million on one position. That's what you're saying. They're going to do. You think they will do that?
Well, that's surprising me.
Do you think they would do that? Think that's good use of your money?
You have to get a solid replacement.
Do you think that's a good use of your money?
I was
okay.
born...
You don't want to answer. That's fine. We'll move on.
No,
I asked you a yes/no question. You want to tell me about whatever?
Okay. I think it is a good deal because I believe that teams have 3 or 4.
Who's going out wide? Who's going out wide? TK is going to go out wide.
Why not?
I don't know. It just seems like you might want to just go get a left wing if you really want that. All fingers point back to this manager's mismanagement. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Running out of time football. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why Wenger had to go. He didn't want to change with the times. At some point, it doesn't matter how good you are if you don't change with the times. The way football has changed, like the same way when he came in and he changed football. Now it's changed again, and guess what? He doesn't want to do. He didn't want to change with the times. Why is that? Right? The man came in, supposedly changed the way football was, and then all of a sudden, 10 years or so later, football changes again. He's not open to it.
A lot of that. He is a professor at economics, and Arsenal were strung by the fee for the stadium.
Make sure you're hitting the likes, people.
Fee for the stadium is still there since they keep taking loans out.
Yeah. Substitution, formation, tactics are not using his whole squad or on Arteta. Yeah. I think he's gotten lucky because it hasn't hurt him that much because he had decent players. He had good players, but the squad itself wasn't up to scratch. BX, yeah. Arsenal was able to maintain second, but they needed a lot more to get to first. Right? It's that last step, that last hurdle. We're not able to get there. Oh, I didn't hear anything over here. You're screaming at a dog. You're screaming at a dog who's not making any noise for us.
It's the setting of my phone.
Yeah. No, I believe this though. What Stefan says. I believe he has had the tools. I just think he's a young coach, and then we've had to pay for that. I think we've had to pay for that. Check out the links that Rosie's put in there for friends of the channel. We talked about some players leaving. Anybody else? I think anybody else coming in? I believe soon. Gyökeres will be coming in. I believe SA will be coming in. Anybody else outside of those two players you see us bringing in, Spencer?
I don't think SA is coming in. I think it's only going to be Gyökeres, and that'll be it.
Yeah, I believe there will be at least 2 more,
including Gyökeres.
Outside of Gyökeres.
I'd be shocked. I really would, because that's almost 300-some million.
Yeah, and I think we could spend that. The problem is the situation at hand is the players leaving, and it's not because of. It's more because of the numbers game.
Yeah, I think the numbers game plays into it.
They have to.
The Rodrigo thing's not happening. That's insane.
I still think we'll get 2 layers.
I mean, the Xavi Simmons rumor I heard flying around. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than and I think if we know anything about Berta, the reason why that's coming up is because they're just trying to move it along.
Yeah.
Right? Just move it along. I think Berta is of their mindset that I don't want to wait for you to decide if I can maybe go elsewhere and get a similar player. So why don't I just do that? I don't. I think I'd rather have Eze, but I think at some point you have to decide and go. Is this going to? Do you want this to happen? That's the same. I think that's the same kind of thing that happened with, to some degree, Gyökeres and Šeško. All right. At some point, it was like make a decision, someone. And RB Leipzig made their decision, and Sporting made a decision and said, "Yeah, let's do this," and that's where we're sitting here. So, yeah, I like to think Berter knows to some degree what he's doing. I'd like to know what he thought of Madueke, but other than that, I think so far,
I don't think he would have signed if he didn't want.
I think Madueke means no left winger. Yeah, I don't. I still think we need to bring in another attacker. So. I think we can't have these windows where we're bringing in all the support for our defense, but then never enough for our attackers. We've done this every window. At some point, you have to say no. We're bringing in more attackers than defenders. You know what I mean? At some point, we have to do that. Right? At some point, Saka will not be there. Right? So you have to. We have basically right now Saka. That's all we got.
Yeah. I mean, there's other players there, but not.
No, but I mean like a legit starting front 3 that gonna compete and get us to positions and put us in positions to win trophies. You got Saka.
Also gather figure.
What more do we need to do to our midfield?
No, I'm saying
who do we need to bring in that we don't? What don't we have in the midfield?
It doesn't seem like we have a proper attacker out of it.
I didn't hear what he said.
A proper attacker in the midfield.
Yeah.
That's why I believe Erdegaard is supposed to wake up and do his job there. If you're putting Zubimendi in, you're not asking Erdegaard to sit back and organize things anymore.
I'll tell you what I do think is going to happen. I'll make a prediction. I think Nogaard starts the first game for us over Zubimendi.
I think that would be silly.
Would it though?
It would be.
How you figure?
You're bringing in your starting 6. You spent all this money on starting 6. You bring your backup in? No.
Why not do a transition period?
They both have a transition. I'll take the better player every day.
Okay.
Every day I'm taking the better player.
Don't be shocked when
I think that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't
think that's crazy at all.
I think that's crazy. I think that's nonsense.
I think if you look at Nogaard's stats and his experience in the league, Old Trafford, first game of the season, I think that's a real good shot.
I think that would be silly. I think it'd be really silly. Getting acclimated to playing with the team. Let's not do that day one when he's been here this long. I think no, thank you. That would be really
shock
silly.
Me if Nogaard starts the first game of the season, and by the second or third game, Zubimendi's overtaken him.
Zubimendi's been with the team longer.
Okay, Zubimendi hasn't played in the Premier League either.
Yeah, but he's a better player.
Okay, but again, I'm telling you, I don't think it's crazy to think no guard starting first game of the season.
Yeah.
You're missing the point. You're missing the experience. You're missing everything.
I know. You just want to fight me. That's all.
No, I don't. That's not. Trust me, that's not the goal in this. I heard someone bring it up, and I thought about it, and I think it's a logical way to do it.
Yeah, I think that would be crazy. I think that's basically you just wasted bringing in Zubimendi if you feel like he can't start for you day one when he comes in as early as possible. I think that would be really, really a mismanagement of your players, and you bring him in. If he can't play against Manchester United after being here for over a month plus,
didn't say it wasn't going to play. I just said no guard starts.
No, I think it's. I still think that's madness. That's silly.
Think that's crazy. How about this? How about we run a poll with the Mr. Arsenal podcast text group and we'll see what they say.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's just mad. I think
I'm
that's
not
silly.
sitting here saying Zubimendi can't play. I just think you brought no guard in for a reason.
Not to start over the player you brought in ahead of him.
BX slightly agrees.
That's like saying Kepa. Yeah, he thinks because he doesn't like Arteta, he thinks that's the craziness he'll do. That's like saying we're bringing Kepa and we'll start Raya.
I would start no guard first game.
No. Yeah, you definitely don't know anything about football.
I know a lot about football.
Maybe in American football, but you don't know anything about
proper football. I just listen. It makes perfect sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that guy. I mean, you put him out there, he can play.
Yeah.
Zubimendi can get this nice little running start. He comes on the 60th minute, and then he takes it over from there.
That's just silly. You move on.
Not silly because when you're going to get 3-0.
The guy came on and replaced. The guy has come on and replaced Rodrigo. The team did not take a dip. You're telling me he can't come in and start for us?
I didn't say he couldn't start for us. I'm just saying that there's
but that's what you're saying. He doesn't. You are trying to hell bent on this. Like I think I could see that happening. I think that's just silly. I just think
don't be shocked if it happens.
Like I said, no.
Listen, it's more likely that happens game one than us signing 3 more players.
I'm telling you what I believe will happen, what I understand will happen. So we'll see. We'll see. They will definitely try to get that third player in. I know definitely 2 will be coming in. It all depends on the formation.
Be a deadline day guy.
It doesn't matter when they come in, does it? It just matter. I just said there'll be another player. It doesn't matter.
Well, it does.
How can in one breath? I tell you this number of players will come in. You're telling me, well, it doesn't count if it's on the last day. No, it does count.
Can I defend Spencer?
No, because why are you trying to fight me? Why are you guys all trying to fight me?
We're not trying to fight you. You're just taking it. You're just being defensive.
Hit it, Tony.
We have the shortest training window we've ever had, so it's not crazy to set these players because you're going to be having games and really right now you're just starting the preseason. Yeah. You've had so many of these guys go play for the nations. Nobody's had a proper rest, proper holiday. So it's best to be a little cautious, especially when you got players you know what they're going to do.
If Zubimendi went to Liverpool, is he sitting? He's not starting the first game. Is that what you're thinking?
Who's the alternative?
No. Tell me. Zubimendi is coming in.
What the options are?
Was it Gakpo? Or Gakpo, right?
Gakpo or Zubimendi? I'm starting Gakpo.
I don't. I mean, maybe they play different positions, and that's why it makes sense. But Liverpool's not bringing in Zubimendi to not start game one. I have no doubt about that. That's what they were going after him to sit on the bench and go. You know what? Just because you haven't played in the league, I don't see how we can use. Oh, this is Gravenberch. Okay. Yeah, no, Gravenberch is not playing in front of Zubimendi. I kind of set up myself there with a bad example.
I think what you got is shiny new toy syndrome. It's like, oh, 7 minutes.
What? You know what? No, you want to fight, dude. You want to fight. You want to put the gloves are sitting right below there. You're trying to fight.
I came up with a disease for it. Shiny new toy.
No, that's like saying we bought in Rice and we shouldn't start him. You're gonna tell me, oh, because you played in the league and all this crap.
Well, I would have started. Well, Rice already played in the league.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't think You talk about we're trying to be as competitive as all these other
Okay.
teams. They are not
Here you go.
sitting some of these players they're bringing in. All right.
I'll give you your opening day line.
Worth is starting day one. All right. Who
Raya
else is
starting.
and they're right back that they brought in. He's starting day one at Liverpool. Right. If they bring in Rodrigo, he's starting. Right.
Is Simicast still there?
No, you've got the top three teams in the league. All right, are all bringing in new players. Some of them will start, and none of them will have played in the Premier League. Yeah.
Yes, but some of them will sit too.
No, we're not talking about the ones that sit. We're talking about the ones that are going to play.
Is the first game at home or away?
For us, it's away.
Oh yeah, no guard starts. No question. I mean, this is your starting lineup day one. It's Raya, MLS, Saliba, Gabriella, Timber. You're gonna go no guard, Rice, Odegaard, Madueke, Gyökeres, and then probably Saka.
Probably Saka. Yeah, you're fighting, man. You do want to fight me. The last play you put up is Saka. Yeah, you want to fight. I ain't fighting you.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting you.
You've been going on this tangent for like 20 minutes.
I haven't been going off on a tangent. I'm trying to answer. You don't answer questions when I ask you.
I think it's possible if the left wing comes in.
Yeah.
I try to give you the reason.
I think Zubimendi will be playing starting. Zubimendi's vision and passing are his bread and butter, and that's what we need. All right, that's what we need. He'll be a little bit more cleaner with the ball, I believe, than Partey was. So yeah, I think we're not gonna say, you know what, let's put this on the side here and we'll figure it out later. Nah, we need to come out the gate running. You know.
Well, then we need to sign this Gyökeres, get this over the line.
Very true.
What couple of players do you want to see the most that they're on the plane today?
That are on the plane?
Yeah.
I want to see Max Dowman play. I would like to see at some point a Max Dowman MLS midfield. That's what I would like to see.
You know what else I want to see? I want to see if Ben White needs to be kept or moved on. He's getting up in age.
Is he?
He's 28.
When
is good age, huh?
I think he needs to revert back to center back. I think he should be the backup center back.
For who? Like, isn't Mascara? Isn't Mascara the backup on that side of the? He's Saliba's backup, right?
Yeah, but he's one of those purchasers.
You're not bringing Mascara in not to back up Saliba, right? Ben White's going to back up Timber.
Yes.
I don't see a world where it makes any sense to bring in Mascara and then say, Ben White, you're going to back up the same position.
Yeah,
when in fact we were successful with him as a right back. Like, was there something that he was doing as a right back when he was healthy that you said, nah, we need to replace our right back?
He played hurt for a year and a half.
I'm asking you, when he was healthy, was there a time when you said we need to go get a right back?
Yes.
You said that.
Yes.
So 2 years ago, you said he's not a right back that will be playing in 2 years if he stays healthy.
It's stronger back there.
Yeah.
And I don't like Timber playing on the right anyway. I think he's back on the left.
So where do you want to put Timber now?
Set on the left.
And who plays on the right?
Oh.
So we're going to take Skelly off the left and put Timber there, and then who goes on the right in Tony's world? Because Ben White's not there because he's a backup center back. Skelly, obviously, must be a backup left back now. Curio is a backup to Gabrielle, right? So tell me, what are you doing with this right back if you're
now,
taking Ben White out of it and you're putting Timber on the other side?
I don't know, Gary.
So we have to go get a right back now in Tony's world. What nonsense again? Nonsense again. Sorry, Tony. We're not doing that. Benny Blanco is coming into his prime. He's much needed in the squad. Yeah, I don't. We don't agree on some stuff, yes, but we definitely agree. But Ben White is a legitimate player for this team, contributor to this team, whether he starts or not. But I don't think he'll be. I don't think they're going to use him as a center back at this point.
But that's why you got hurt. Arteta, not last season, but the season before, when Ben White originally got his injury, they finally waited. It was like,
what does that have to do with whether or not he's not? Is he good as a right back, Tony? And the answer to that, in my eyes, is yes.
Is it his best position for now?
He's not beating out any of our starting center backs right now. So, yes, his best position is a right back.
He's perfectly fine being a backup.
You're not going to take Ben White from a starting right back and put him in as a backup to your center backs. That's once again, that's madness and silly. Not going to happen.
Yeah, but he's not going to be starting.
No, but you said, what did you say? Oh, yeah, you said we're going to have to go out and find a new right back in your world.
Because he's not going to be playing the game.
Yeah, and yeah, we got Chris Nix in the house. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, poor Tony. I don't know why he said that. Benny from the block, right? Benny Blanco from Chris mate, you horrible Tory. Okay, I thought you said you horrible Tony. I was like, that's kind of not nice.
Nope, he said Tory.
Stefan May Forge. Okay, all right. That's we do need a backup right back though. Isn't that Ben White?
I thought you said he was a starter.
I when I was just talking about it, he can start, but he's a backup. In my world, he's a backup right back.
I was
falling.
You guys just want to fight.
No. I mean, I'm not fighting. I don't think that's necessary. You said he was a starting right back, but now
I said I'm not putting him in as a backup center back. Okay, or
he's going to have to be. I mean, it's on the CV. He's a backup.
That's not where he plays for us, right?
No, not anymore. No, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see a world where Timber's left back, Wright's right back. I like that better.
We have options. That's the nice thing about what we do have is we have options. We can rotate our fullbacks and not lose the quality that other teams can. And we should take advantage of that. That's on Arteta. We need to make sure our center backs get playing time. If Kyrgios stays, he needs to be rotated in. We can't.
Good news is we can't start Partey at right back, so that's good news.
Well, he's. If we don't sell any of our players on the back line outside of Zinchenko, I think we'll find defensively. We're solid there. Yeah, Norgard and Zubamendi gives us this very strong back five. Would like this, and then after that, for me, there might be some question marks. Does Erdogan actually come back and perform at the level? Does Nweri actually get to come in and play when Erdogan is having a bad day?
I still think it's solved by a formation change.
That formation change is?
The one that worked.
No, don't tell me the one. No, what is the change? What do you change? What do you change to get Erdogan clicking?
I just put him in the middle, 4-2-3-1. And then that's when he had his.
So you got Rice and Zubamendi, right, in front of that back line?
Yep.
I mean, because Rice can bring that ball up. And I've always wanted Erdogan to be closer to the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. He needs to be, and he should perform there. He should be chomping at the bit to do that. Should be.
Yeah,
We either need backup on the right or one on the left of our flanks at the back. Like I said, I don't think we need to do anything with our fullbacks right now. I think that's the least of our worries. Please get me more attackers. I want the same depth that we have right now in our defense at the top. Legit answers behind players right now. We don't have that at the top. Like Rice, Arte.
Good luck, Gary.
Huh? No, but that's what I want. That's the only way I think this works. Trossard and Martinelli, Kai, not a starter for us, right? So if Gyökeres comes in, that's one starting position done. Left wing, we gotta figure out what that is and pick one of the two, Trossard or Martinelli, to be our backup there. I mean, Madueke is not the left back, at least to start. Like Madueke is a player that shouldn't start left wing for his day one. He'll be learning a new position. He hasn't played it much, but as we said, Arteta does silly, crazy things. Who's the backup to MLS at left back?
Calafiori.
Yeah, Calafiori. Yeah, but he's a center back as well. So you know what? I don't know.
Third base.
And he was the one meant to be in that position too.
Yeah, Kyrior showed up better and he's healthier, so I don't know. I hear you on that one. We brought in center backs and we're playing him as fullbacks. Maybe Calafiori will, with whatever time off he's gotten, will be healthy, and maybe we'll see a better defensive effort from him. 145 and somebody's bloody car alarm goes off. Oof. Well, you're up, Stefan. So why do you care?
I see him like Zinchenko. I don't see it.
You see what?
See the same thing they've seen in Zinchenko. Like when he's going forward,
yeah,
he's not caring.
Here's what I'll say about the two defensively. Zinchenko can't defend because he can't keep up at all. I think Calafiori just makes mistakes. It's totally different in my eyes. If you coach Calafiori better, he will understand not to take chances when he doesn't need to and won't get turned like he has. And he needs to learn that anyways, right? I think that's one of those things where you need to turn him down a little bit, like get a little, different, play a little bit more controlled. That's for me what I think from Calafiori. Like the same Calafiori that, runs around, like can bring the ball up from that position. You take that same energy and you put it in his defensive posture and all of that, and I think he'll look better. Got a happy birthday to Chris. I didn't know it was your birthday, Chris. Happy birthday.
I'm curious what he looks like this about, but I haven't seen defensive ability from him.
Yeah. No, we haven't seen Calafiori, so yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
That brings back to the point. It's like you should have known it's scary. And when we seen the premier was out of reach, so you played him in midfield and say, yeah, that's where he belongs. And instead we're buying these players.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, that's why I feel like we have enough depth on the back line with all the players we have.
Does it really matter? Does it matter to you that White's back up left back?
Yeah, we've got 8 players for our back line. We're fine. Play him at center back like he's built for. Hopefully
need attackers.
I mean that's why I'm saying, please fix the front line. Get me more depth there.
Get me goals.
Here's
the cool thing about getting goals.
That's right.
Is that you can have easier rotation and you're up 2-0.
Very true. We play on fine margins, right? Playing fine margins, and then Arteta feels like he can lean on his defense, who after being perfect for 2 seasons, last season not so perfect. Because I think you can't keep going back to that well, the little luck here, the little stuff there didn't work out for us, and I think that's where he went wrong. He can still, that's why we want more attackers. We got one in. We definitely need 3 more. Alcaraz is 1, Eze is 1, and then 1 more for me. And then I'll feel like we've done a good job.
Doesn't it boil down to this player manager because he's played all these guys way too many minutes?
Yes. But Trossard and Martinelli weren't giving it to him. All right. So yeah, I hear what you're. Yeah, we need. Yeah, but when he doesn't trust him, like he needs to bring in players he's going to trust.
But what gets me though, Gary, is he moved to a 4-4-2. It was working, and he goes away from it. If you're getting more goals, why do you?
Yeah, I don't. Who's going to be up to who would be the 2 up top for you?
Two probably for me to start since we can get more stuff.
I don't know if he can start for us. I hear you. I don't know if he would start for us enough games to make that worthy of a formation change.
He would get tons of assists, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I think, like I said, Yokeres as a Watkins. I as much as I would hate getting Watson so late, I would. Yeah. And then I think as long as Watkins is not going anywhere, that's still an option for us, right? If we don't get, if Rodrigo is definitely, is not somebody they're going to look at. So Watkins is looking for his last big contract and move, in my opinion, at his age. I don't know if he's going to get that big money you're talking about. I'm not sure about that. I don't think he's looking for the last big contract. He's going to get at least what he's making now and a little bit more, but I don't think he's going to go crazy, a big salary.
Not too many big clubs offering that much money.
Yeah. Did I miss somebody? I didn't see Steve in the chat. Be interesting if and where Watkins goes. Did I miss? Oh wait, you know what? Welcome to the show, Steven. I actually read your comment here, but I didn't welcome you to the show. My bad. Welcome to the show, Steven. Hope everything's going well where you're at. Yeah. And
bad.
That is bad. If you put Watkins and you said you put Watkins and Eucharist on that in that front too, yeah. I'll take that.
I'd be watering at the mouth there.
Yeah, I don't know about this formation change. You know what? I like the back 3 formation that we should be able to do now, but Arteta doesn't want to do any of that. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying back 4.
No, I hear you on that. But we could always go to a back 3 as well. We mean out of possession, we're back 3 anyway. So,
sometimes they're back 1.
I don't know about that.
So there's times where it's only Gabriel back there, and there was a high amount of times that it was just a back 2, just leaving Gabriel back. That's the problem. It's like, why don't you play fucking defense instead of having your defense up the field? You want your defense up the field, it's easy. You have a back 3. Yeah, players.
I'm going to tell you, I think the reason why it doesn't work is because we don't have the right attackers. And the only way we can do that is bring our defensive players up to keep that ball in that position. That's what I believe we do. If we had better offensive players, maybe even a CDM who can probably get the ball in good positions to our players, a striker, right? Maybe an Eze, right? I mean, I think a lot of our problems are attacking and not our defensive position. I think we give up the ball too easy sometimes, and that puts our defense in bad situations. We've got Miss Molina in the house, people. Welcome to the show, Miss Molina. We are going to be heading out of here soon. It's almost 90 minutes. Time has gone fast once again for us. Yeah. But hopefully, hope that all works out for you, Stephen. And hopefully everything's still going okay with your daughter. Oh, look at that. Spencer's showing us a bus ride through the wintry parts of some place. So instead of a train. That's kind of cool. I actually like that. That's better than whatever else that King or whatever you have going on. But if you can watch that, that keeps you entertained to some degree. Oh, now you muted yourself. I didn't mute you. It's a mute on your side. You must have changed something, and now you're playing. Your mic's coming out of somewhere else. Huh?
I have no idea what's going on my computer.
Oh, okay. You're on a little bit of a delay, so maybe it's whatever happened, it's taken. But we're gonna probably get out of here. Wait for Tony to get back. A CDM isn't supposed to be the ball carrier. That's why you're an 8 or the 10. Yeah. I don't know if I said he was a ball carrier. I said Rice would do that job, but Zubamendi would make those good passes up there to get it to open things up for us. Is what I believe he'll do. If I said he was a ball carrier, that's not what I meant. But I definitely believe Zubamendi can actually get things going for us in the attack. All right, Tony, we're going to get out of here.
Yay!
So tell the people what you want to tell them.
Should be do the normal show this Thursday. Having health issues, so hopefully all that's resolved by then. Other than that, enjoy every moment you got.
Very true.
Keep on going.
Yes, people, do that. Spencer, what say you?
Happy Monday. I had the last 4 days off, so go back to work. Yay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see you guys Saturday. Hopefully Jokeres will be over the line, and hopefully they'll had a good first preseason game, and it'll be that. Other than that, it's good seeing you, Tony. Good seeing you, Gary, as always.
Cool. All right. Everybody, thank you for joining us. And as you'll hear it when I end. But as I like to say, this thing that we do, this life that we have, this journey, it's all life is a journey for sure. Take advantage of everything you got going on, as Tony says. Don't waste the day, don't waste the trip, and definitely have some fun with it. So enjoy the ride. We'll be back. Hopefully, the next time you see us on the channel, we're talking about somebody has signed and medicals and all that stuff. Mascara, hopefully, will be on that plane. And next up, hopefully is Eze, and that's hopefully moving along smoothly. And maybe some players will be exiting, and I'll be okay if some players have to leave the Asia tour to go back because they're moving on. That's kind of what I think should happen if we were going to move along. Yep, glad to hear your daughter's doing well.
Good old teabag. We can fit a dude at teabag.
Yeah, I don't know about who this teabag guy is you're talking about. Arteta's definitely wasting a trip. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. We don't agree on much, but he's definitely wasted some of these trips that we've taken the last couple of years. But as Stefan says here, time will tell. We shall see if he's learned anything. But thanks for joining. Hit the like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one, everybody. And we are out. And see ya.
Life is a journey. Don't waste your trip. Enjoy the ride.